Hello and welcome to this week's episode of the CUFI Weekly, and I want to talk about a topic that we've covered numerous times, but sadly we're having to talk about it again. That is terrorism against Israel. We've not seen no let up in this terror against Israel in recent weeks, and the last few weeks we've seen, sadly, more Israelis burying their loved ones. On May 30th, Mir Tamir, a 32-year-old father of two, was killed in a terror attack. He, while driving, was shot at by terrorists. He got to the hospital, but sadly died at the hospital. He leaves behind a 1-year-old and a 3-year-old. He was buried on his birthday. While his family should have been celebrating another year of his life, they were mourning the end of his life. And then this last weekend, we had a terror attack on the Israel-Egypt border. Egypt was the first Arab nation to sign a peace accord with Israel in 1979. And while that peace has not always been a warm peace, it has ensured that one of Israel's largest borders has remained peaceful. But this weekend, 3 IDF soldiers were killed. Staff Sergeant Uri Aluz and Sergeant Leah Ben-Nun, who were guarding a remote post on the border, were the first ones killed by Egyptian policeman Mohammed Salah Ibrahim. Once the IDF found that they had been killed, it had a massive manhunt using people and various technologies, including drones, and during the ensuing manhunt and firefight, which took out the terrorist, Staff Sergeant Ohad Dahan was also killed. It raises the complex issues that Israel faces. You have the terrorism which is coming from the terror groups in the Palestinian territories. Then you have this border incident, which is probably the most significant and deadly incident since the 1979 peace accords between Israel and Egypt. While Egypt and Israel cooperate on numerous issues on the border, drug trafficking, terrorism, ISIS in the Sinai, this has raised some of those old schisms we see. Initially, Egypt had said that the policeman was chasing drug traffickers and he entered into Israel via a gate that the IDF soldiers use. But when you look at what happened in the whole incident, that doesn't make sense. Jerusalem has been very firm in calling this what it was, a terror attack. Egypt has pledged to investigate the incident in full with its Israeli counterparts. It just highlights the multiple threats that Israel is dealing with. Remember, this is a peaceful border. This isn't Lebanon, this isn't Syria, this is Egypt. But it takes one person, one policeman who was there guarding the border to decide, based on things he's heard, based on being radicalized, based on the anti-Semitic, anti-Israel propaganda that sadly is so prevalent in the Arab world, that he is going to commit a terror attack. He is going to murder Jews. And because of that, 3 people are burying their children this week. We can't ever forget the threats that Israel is facing. We can't ever forget the real reality of every Israeli parent who sends their children to the military. We can't forget the reality that just walking down the street, going to the store, can be potentially deadly for Israelis because of the hate and terror that they are tragically surrounded with. And that is why we should always remember Israel, pray for Israel, pray for peace, and educate others. Because I've said it so many times, the media only seems to care when Israel is defending itself, not when Jews are being murdered. This is Kasim Hafeez for the CUFI Weekly. For Zion's sake, do not remain silent.
Thanks for checking out this episode. Be sure to like and subscribe so you get a notification every time a new episode hits. And if you want to check out some of our previous episodes, and we've got some really good ones, click on one of the thumbnails and that will take you right there. And finally, if you want to know more about CUFI and the work we do, go to cufi.org to check out all the resources we have available free to you.